So the Mantis Q40 is on the desk in front of me here, shown where it generally lives. I've also got, just behind that, my Lenovo laptop. I'll explain why a little bit later. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see my Rodecaster Pro 2 mixer console is here as well. And I've got my MX Keys, my trusty MX Keys keyboard. Not the mechanical, just the regular. My favourite keyboard of all time. I'll maybe do a desk walkthrough another time, but today we'll focus on this, the Mantis Q40, the text-to-speech update that has just been released today. And this feature allows essentially spoken menus from the device. Also, if you're writing documents, you're reading basically anything from the display or anything from the internal content of the device, it will be spoken aloud. But to do that, you have to connect up a little speaker or earbuds, whatever you want really, as long as they're Bluetooth, because there is no 3.5mm headphone jack in this. The only way they could get audio out of it was via Bluetooth. So I have got here a little JBL Go 3 speaker. It's very small. It's like 3 packs of playing cards stacked on top of each other. And if I was holding that all together, that's the kind of size we're talking about. It's very small. It is fairly light, although chunky, which I like. And nice and tactile as well, with nice tactile buttons at the top for, volume down, for pause. There's a pause button in the middle, and there's a plus button for volume up as well. There's buttons on the side for power and to connect to Bluetooth, and then you've got on the other side a little handle, it's a strange little rope handle. And then I guess you can hang that up if you were, say, in a shower, because it is waterproof. You can hang that up in the shower if you choose to sing in the shower. And then a USB-C connection for charging as well. So that little speaker, which comes in red, by the way, not the double tap red, but, close enough. This little speaker is what I'm dropping, and that is what we're going to be using to connect to the Mantis Q40. So what I'm going to do first is go into the settings menu. Now, this is a bit boring because there's no audio yet. I don't have any audio yet, but what I am going to do is set it up so that we can pair this device. So let's do this. So right now in the main menu, we would hear this if we had this speaker connected. We actually hear this talking. So I'm going to hit S for settings first off. I'm on editor, so I'm going to start there. Hit S for settings, and then B for Bluetooth. And that will take me into the Bluetooth menu. The first thing it does is tell me Bluetooth is on. And then I'm going to arrow down once, and there's a new option once you've got the software update installed, and it says pair audio device. Okay, so nice and simple. So now what we're going to do, before I hit enter on that, I'm going to set up my speaker to be ready. So let's do this. Let's just turn it on at the side. Hopefully you can hear this okay. And you hear that noise of it coming on. There it is. And there's a second button, which I'm going to press once. And you hear the dun, 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 dun. So that I'm going to place on the desk just for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter on pair audio device. And what it's going to do is it's going to look for it. It's saying loading, and it's having a look around to see what's available. And hopefully I should see, oh, hang on, here we go. What have we got? We've got JBL Go 3. I was right. I was actually, I guessed that it was a JBL Go 3, but it is called that. So I'm going to hit enter, and it is loading. Hang on. And hopefully, if I just hold this up a little bit so the microphone can hear us.
Connect device.
There we go.
Disconnect device. So
we can hear it now talking. I'm going to turn the volume up a bit so you can hear it.
Delete paired device. Disconnect device.
And now you're hearing what is coming out of the Mantis Q40. So let me put this little speaker here so you can hear it. I'm going to bring the microphone down a little bit so you can hear it okay. So let's just arrow around. So I'm going to arrow up.
Connect device.
Connect device.
Pair audio device.
Pair audio device.
Bluetooth on.
Bluetooth on.
Back.
And there's a back button. So I'm now able to get around the system without any Braille. If I'm struggling with Braille, if I'm not reading it very quickly, if I'm feeling that I'm not entirely sure of what I'm reading, or is that what I think it is, then you're getting that audible confirmation, which is great. So let's go back.
Bluetooth.
Okay, so we hear Bluetooth.
Main menu applications. Change language. Activate exam mode. Software update. About.
And you've got software update in there as well, which is good.
Close. User settings. Language profile. Speech settings.
So we've got this new setting called speech settings. Now, if I go into this,
speech on.
We'll hear that speech is turned on. Now, you can just simply turn the speech off by removing the earbud or turning off the speaker. So this is not something that is going to be necessarily activated the whole time. It's only going to be working when you have the speaker connected. So it's an optional extra, really. So if I turn off the speaker right now, if I just hit the button to the side and off it goes, obviously now I can navigate around the Mantis and I can feel, yep, we're moving around and that's fine. Now if I press the, and again, you're not hearing anything, right? Because there's nothing connected. If I press the speaker on again, and then put it back down, and then what will happen is it will reconnect back to the Mantis. And once again,
Speech on.
we can hear speech on. So I can arrow down from here.
Speak menu on.
Speak menu. Now that gives you the option if you don't want the menu spoken, if you're quite comfortable with the menu and you feel that's something you don't need, you've got that customization. You don't have to have that spoken. It could just be for content that you're going into, maybe notes, or if you're downloading a book.
Speak word under cursor off.
Speak word under cursor.
Speak display content after panning off.
Speak display content after panning, so it will automatically speak for you.
Echo delete on.
Echo delete.
Keyboard echo.
Keyboard echo. Now it's chosen words. I think by default it was set to words. That's what I prefer anyway.
Download language and voices. And
this allows you to go in. I'm not going to do this here because we'd be here all day, and you have to download each individual voice first before you can hear it. You don't get the option to hear a sample. But what it does allow you to do is go in and choose a new voice. Now, what Humanware have told us is if you go to the Vocalizer website, you can get samples of each of these voices. You can play them online, and then if you find a voice you're happy with, and that's the one I chose, I can't remember what it is, but whatever one it was I chose, I went off and I downloaded it. And let's see, actually, if I go into download,
change menu voice. Will,
that's who I chose. So it's
change additional voice. Rona.
a little bit like the Victor Reader, where you can have a voice for content and a voice for menus. So you can choose which one you want. So if I go back to
change menu voice. Will.
Change menu voice. Will. That means I can have a different voice reading the menu, and then
change additional voice. Rona.
An additional voice. Rona. There's a Scottish voice. I can use that for my content. So that's pretty much it. There's not much more to it than that, but really I think it's great. It's a great additional function for people who maybe struggle, who are wanting to learn Braille, especially those of us who are a little bit slower, and especially when it comes to, if I'm honest, things like contractions. When you're reading contractions on the Braille display, or even symbols. Like the other day, a percentage came up and I was like, oh, that's what percent is. Now, I didn't know what percent was in Braille. So, hearing it through speech and then being able to go to the display and feel that sign and go, right, okay, that's what percent is, was really, really useful. Now, one other thing I want to show you is what the experience is like going from the Bluetooth audio to your computer if you're connecting to the computer as a display. So very simple. You would just go to Terminal.
Editor.
So back to Editor. So I've just hit the home button there on the Mantis. I'm hitting T for Terminal.
Terminal.
I'm going to go in there.
USB connection.
Now, first up it says USB connection. It's not USB connected. It's actually connected via Bluetooth, my laptop.
Scott laptop.
Scott laptop. Guess what? That's it. So I'm going to hit Enter on Scott laptop. And what you'll notice is if I hit Windows key, my PC is now talking, but I'm not getting any more speech from this little device. Now, if I hit Home,
USB connection.
Immediately the sound is transferred back over here to the speaker, and I can choose
Scott laptop.
Another device.
iPhone 16.
I think it works really well. So go try it out. Let us know what you think.